Hi everyone and welcome to my craft room. As you can see, I'm still having my bad hair days due to my inability to get to my stylist, but I want her to know I love her and I miss her and I'll see her as soon as it's safe. We got a lot of things to talk about today. I have been very busily preparing some cards for you for a Cards to Go. I will make all the paper pieces and send them to you, and you can put them all together and do your own stamping with whatever you have. You don't have to use the stamps I've used. You can choose something else. So if you can just peek behind me there, you might see the mess on the bed of where I've been making all of these cards. So other than the cards, we're also going to show a few of the retiring list items, and I'll be putting that up soon for you to view, but I'm going to just show you there's several retiring items, so I'll show you my items that are retiring, and then I'll also post the list for you to look at. So first, let's see what cards we have. Hang on. As you might recall, I said I was going to use items from the new Ornate, and I'm sorry, I can't remember. I think it's Ornate Garden Suite. It is available for purchase now, and it is a sneak peek at the new annual catalog, which you all should be getting next month. So these are the pretty papers involved. These are the pretty dies. There are some stamps that come with it, but I didn't use the stamps that come with it. I used some other stamps. So let's pull these aside. These are just samples of what I used. Let's pull these aside and let's pull in the cards. Okay, remember, these are cards that I'm going to have available for you in a Cards to Go kit. So card number 1 uses the pretty embossing folder, one of the edgelet dies, and one of the frame dies. You can use whatever stamps you have on the front of here. I will provide for you all the paper, all the trims, and of course you can stamp it however you like. So there's card number 1. Card number 2 uses the pretty paper, and again, you stamp whatever image or sentiment you like on it. I'll give you the bow, I'll give you the papers, and I'll give you, certainly, you know how I feel about decorating the insides of cards, so there will be an inside for them. And card number 3. I wanted to use the My Meadow and make a scene, but you can use anything. If you've got a big sentiment or you've got a big floral image or tree, anything will look good there. This paper is gorgeous. I love these papers and I love these frames, and they're really not that hard. You should have seen all the little bits of paper all over my craft room when I was making these, and I just stamped an image inside that came with this same stamp set. So these are the 3 cards, and I will make a Cards to Go kit where you can make 2 each of these 3 cards, and the cost will be $15. So if you're interested, let me know. And of course, those will be mailed to you, so we all maintain our safe distance. So these 3 cards, 2 each, $15. Let me know if you're interested. Okay, some other things we need to talk about is about the retiring items. The list is out, but it's very difficult to decipher. And I got it yesterday, and I've been working on deciphering it. So the first thing you would want to know for sure is that the in-color inks from 2 years ago will no longer be available. So that's Grapefruit Grove, Blueberry Bushel, Pineapple Punch, Lovely Lipstick, and Call Me Clover. So those will be no longer available. The way it generally works is they will be available as long as their current supplies last. So if you're interested in any of these, better make an order, because they will only be available as long as there are current supplies. Another important thing I wanted you to be aware of is the snail is retiring, but they're going to replace it with another adhesive. So we will see another adhesive at the end of the month. I haven't seen it yet either. I just know that there's going to be another adhesive. Now, a big deal, Stampin' Up! Is releasing their own die cutting and embossing machine. If you'll recall, they used to have the Big Shot, which was made by Sizzix, but now they have designed and developed their own. So that means if you like to use the 3D embossing folders, like I used on the front of this, and you don't want to have to use shims, you would want this thicker blue embossing plate. This, you can use a regular plate and maybe cut up a cereal box, and that will give you just as good an image. But if you don't want to do that, and since I do so much embossing, I don't want to do this, I have this blue embossing plate. But since they are releasing their own die cutting machine with its own plates, they are discontinuing this one. So now let's go on to something else that might affect several of you. They will continue, even though they're listed on the retiring list, they will continue to have blends. They just won't sell them one at a time. So if any of you have a half of a blend combo, like either a light or a dark only, you might want to pick up the other one before the end of May. Again, these will only be available in singles while supply lasts, and they will be selling them in combo packages only beginning at early June. So this might be important to some of you if you're stuck with just half. So now let's go through some of the stamp sets and items that are retiring. Okay, the Above the Clouds and its coordinating punch, Abstract Impressions and its coordinating dies, Animal Outing and its coordinating dies, Artfully Aware, remember we just used this on a card, Barn Door is retiring. Remember that has that handy little mechanism where you can make a sliding barn door. We've used this in my workshops. Beautiful You, which is a two set stamp set, is retiring. Let's keep these aside. And remember, these aren't everything that's retiring. It's just what I have that's retiring. So I will post a complete list. This Birthday Jubilee is retiring. We used that. Last time we were together, we used this one. The Bokeh Dots is retiring. We haven't used this, well, we used this image in one of my workshops. The Colorful Seasons, which is one I really love. It does have coordinating dies with leaves and the chair, but I don't have them attached here, but it does have coordinating dies. The Crackle Paint Background will be retiring. The Daisy Delight and the Daisy Lane, both retiring along with their respective punches. The Flourishing Phrases. Remember, we just used this, I don't know, within the last month. We just used this on a card that I posted for you all to look at. This one is retiring. It also has several dies, so that is retiring. The Forever Lovely. We used this a year ago in one of my workshops, and it is retiring. The Heartland Stamp is retiring. The Hold On to Hope with its coordinating dies is retiring. The Lily Pad Lake is retiring, and it has coordinating dies. Let's get another batch out here. The Love What You Do is retiring. Making Christmas Bright, and it has a bulb punch that will cut out these bulbs. This one is retiring. I really, really liked this one, and we used it last summer. Memorable Mosaic and its coordinating embossing folder will be retired. Again, supplies. You can get these while supplies last through end of May. Painted Harvest is retiring. We've made some really pretty cards with that. Peaceful Place is retiring. I love this scene. You don't have to color it up. You can just sponge it, but I really enjoy the scene, like the sentiment. Loved everything about this one. Perennial Birthday. I make a lot of birthday cards. This one is retiring. Piece of Cake. And if you'll recall, there's a punch that goes with this. I didn't pull it out, but Piece of Cake. And I've used this a lot. Again, I make a lot of birthday cards. Now, I like this one. It's just adorable. But this one is also retiring. This little piggy. Pop of Petals. We used it last summer, and it has a coordinating punch. It'll be retiring. Stitched All Around. This one's retiring, and it has some beautiful dies that go with it. I don't know where I put them. Here they are. It has some really awesome dies. I love this big die. You can just make a card with some pretty paper and that big die. So these are retiring, as well as this stamp set, Stitched All Around. Tasteful Textures is retiring with its coordinating dies. Tropical Chic is retiring with its coordinating dies. I know we had a workshop where we made cards with that one. And we're coming down to the end of what I have that's retiring, and I know a lot of you like this, and we made some Christmas cards with this. Winter Woods, with its coordinating dies, is retiring. So if you're interested in any of these items, you can only get them while supplies last through May 30th, maybe the first day or two of June. But anyway, lots of things that are retiring. There are others, and I promise to get a complete list up for you. But back to our current fun. These are the cards that we have available, that I have available for our Cards to Go class. I give you all the papers, everything you need. All you have to do is stamp or decorate in whatever way you want. I'll give you the paper, the trim. I will not give you the adhesive, so you'll have to supply your own adhesive and dimensionals. So I will end up doing videos on each of these cards on how to assemble. Not that you can't figure it out, but I will go ahead and do that. And I will be posting this instructions also on my blog, and I'll email you all and let you know. So, more to come about the retirement list. I'll get the full list out and available for you. Just remember, there are some things on the retirement list that aren't actually retiring, because the Stampin' Blends are on the retirement list. They are not retiring. They're just not going to be sold singly anymore. They will continue to be sold only as a pair. So it confused me, so I wanted to take a few minutes and help you understand. Oh, I did not mention there are 2 bundles, a Little Lace and Woven Heirlooms. Anything that was bundled last year will no longer be available as a bundle, but it will continue, these 2 items will continue to be available as individual products. And you're going to see the mirror image, a Little Lace. I'm not sure there you go. You can see that. And the Woven Heirlooms. It will be available as individual products, but not as a bundle anymore, so that you could save that 10%. So I will be getting in contact with you. I will be putting out the new retirement list. I'll be having pictures and instructions for our cards. And if you're interested in having a Cards to Go Happy Mail pack sent your way, let me know. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.